up in hostility. The Chateau 2 star is starting to loosen a few tongues, and the sausage rolls are probably loosening a few teeth. So I think it's time we invited some more of the wonderful lineup of radio stars we have here in the theatre tonight to join us. What more fitting way than with the help of a dinner-jacketed, toffish BBC announcer, Mr. Ronald Fletcher, if you will oblige.
Bernard Braden and Barbara Kelly. From Itmar, Maurice Denham and Molly Weir. From Waterlogged Spa, Pearl Hackney. From Itmar and men from the ministry, Deryck Guyler. Dick Barton himself, Noel Johnson. Cabine with Daisy May. From Ignorance is Bliss, Harold Barron. Ardu the Cad Robinson. Percy Edwards. Max Jaffa. From the Navy Lark, Leslie Phillips. From Razor Lark, Patricia Hayes. The Odd Odor, Cyril Fletcher. And myself, Ronald Fletcher.
You're all very welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, legendary names, and I'm delighted that our audience applauded you so lustily. Can I start on the top row? Not ignoring anybody, because I'll get to all of you eventually in the course of these two programs that we're doing as a tribute to radio. First of all, Maurice Denham. All the voices. You did a lot of voices on Itmar, didn't you?
Yes, there was one called Mrs. Lola Tickle. Mrs. Lola Tickle, who was a char lady.
Yes.
And,
What'd she sound like?
She used to sound like, oh, Mr. Langley. I always do the best for all my gentlemen. Very,
Did you
classical.
Yes, quite. Oh, yes. Molly Weir, sitting beside you. Thank you, Maurice. Molly, in Itmar, you were Tatty McIntosh, weren't you?
Yes,
What did she sound like?
I was a post-war era. Deryck and I started together, in fact, the very same day.
On Itmar, after the war?
On Itmar, we held hands and we comforted one another. And I was cast as Tatty McIntosh.
Aye.
Now, I didn't know that the English Tatty was a funny one to the English people, because Tatty in Scotland just means a potato.
Aye.
You know, it's not really a funny one, but Tatty can mean awful, because Ted Cavan asked me what a Tatty Bogle was, and that's how I came to get my name. And I always remember the very first line I had to say was, somebody said, and how's Mr. Hanley this morning? And I said, he sits up there in Castle Weehouse and you look about. And I have to pour his porridge under the wee door. Off he's daft.
That's our catchphrase in the war. Well done, Molly. Thank you. Of course, Of course, Molly was also involved in Life with the Lions with Ben and Bibi and their family.
Can I tell you a story about Ben? A wee quick one.
Go on, then.
I'll tell you a terrible practical joke Ben Lyon played on me. Because I was always eating, they thought I had a food compulsion or hollow legs. I always carried sweeties, I always carried something to eat. And Ben got into the habit of throwing sweets to all the men in the orchestra week after week, because I was always supplying the sweeties. And he threw this one to me one day, and he says, "Catch, Aggie." So I peeled off the silver paper and I put it in my mouth, and I'm chewing away. And I thought, what kind of flavour's that got? And he says, he's clutched his side and he says, "Spit it out, Aggie, spit it out." And I said, "What is it?" He says, "She'll eat anything if she gets it for nothing." He said, "It's a suppository."
Memories of Life with the Lions with Molly Weir. You haven't got anything as racy as that, have you, Deryck Guyler, in the second row?
Not actually racy, Terry, I don't think, no.
But you were involved with it, Ma.
I
after the
was
war
indeed.
with Molly.
As Molly said, we joined the same year together, 1940.
Frisbee Dyke.
Frisbee Dyke, yes.
What about the command performances? I think you had one of those.
That was
with
a
this.
great privilege, actually, when I was still in it. Actually, we did a special program for the King and Queen, King George VI and Queen Elizabeth, and in the concert hall, the broadcasting house. And we were supposed to start, we had to start at 8:30 and finish at 9, because the show was always live. And the King and Queen were just a fraction late getting there, so they sat down, and they were on the very first row, about, 2 yards from the microphone, I think. And we were told that we were going to be presented to the King and Queen before the broadcast, but unfortunately, as they were just that little bit late, they said, "No, we'll have to leave it till the end, so we'll all be introduced afterwards." And of course, naturally, we all began to sort of shake and shiver. And I was going like that, you see. Anyhow, the program finished, and we all trooped by. Tommy went over first, of course, shook hands with the King, and so on and so forth. And it came to my turn, and I went over and shook hands with the King and said, "Your Majesty," and he said, and I was just about to let go of his hand and go to the Queen, and he pulled me back. And he said, "Something I want to ask you." He said, "In the last series, did you play the governor of Tomtopia, Colonel Umgar?" And I said, "Yes, Your Majesty." "Marvellous," he said, "I've won 10 bob. I went as red as a beetroot, yeah. Very nervous.
We're going to look at another one of these clips, these little films that we've dug up from the archives of the BBC, of 2 of Itma's stars. This is Tommy Hanley and Dorothy Summers.
I'll try my Wall Street account. Now, let me see. Bears, 2 bears, 4 bulls, 2 nanny goats. Nice pudding. If it comes down, divide by 16. Move to the right in 4s. And then what?
Can I do your nails, sir?
Get on the train. It isn't Mrs. Muff, the child with the bottomless bucket.
Can I ring you out, sir?
What do you think I am, the old year?
That great wartime and post-war show, Itma, of course. Now, beside Deryck Guyler was Pearl Hackney. You started in those wartime shows with Eric Barker. HMS Waterlogged, and then afterwards Waterlogged Spa. We were talking about live radio again, which is fraught, I imagine, with perils, as indeed live television is.
Well, I don't know. We did make an awful, at least I made an awful mistake one night in the script, because we had this waterlogged spa, which is a sort of lot of nissen huts on mud flats. Terribly crackle arch, the whole thing. Never got anywhere. We were sort of Mario Antoinette Conservatoire and the Prince Regent Pavilion, which George Crowe was always going to play in, but never did, because nothing ever happened, actually. And we'd been discussing something we were going to do in the Marie Antoinette Conservatoire, and then it was a lines and what we were going to do, what George was going to do, and then he suddenly said to me, "Are you feeling all right, Miss Hackney?" And I said, "Yes, I'm fine. Let's go upstairs for a bit." And he said, "There's worse to come." And he said, that was in the script, you see, but I unfortunately said, "Yes, I'm fine. Let's go upstairs and have a bit." Which Eric replied, for a moment hadn't registered, you see, and he said, "Oh, that's absolutely splendid." And then he did a double take and he said, "Steady, Barker."
Thank you, Pearl. Thank you.